So this is my special collection. I just got myself the G2 variant of the Combiner Wars version of the Combaticons. And this is something I've been looking forward to get for a very long time because out of the Decepticons, the Combaticons are my favorite ones. Even slightly more than Soundwave. I just really love this set. And for comparison, behind them is the Fall of Cybertron version of the G2 colored Combaticons formed into Bruticus. This set is super awesome. Oh wait, there's one thing I forgot. Technically, you're getting 7 with the G2 variant. If I'm correct, the normal colored version of the Combiner Wars Combaticons do not come with this 7th figurine, which is Shockwave. He actually uses one of the main cannons in this variant, and it's really cool. The Combaticons are as follows: Onslaught, Blast Off, Vortex, that's pretty much all the flying ones, Swindle, and Brawl. Brawl has probably made the most appearances in live action and probably had the most independent figurines created out of all the Combaticons, especially because he shows up in the live action series by himself, which is unfortunate. Would have been cool if they had all shown up, but yeah, that's just how it is. These guys are just really, really, really cool. I love I love the original colors of them, but their G2 variant color is just super appealing to me, just because all the purple. The purple is just, it looks really sick on them. Now, if I were to pick a favorite out of all the Combaticons, it is Bruticus. When they all form together, that is my favorite. But after them, it probably is Onslaught, Brawl, Blast Off, Vortex, and then Swindle. Swindle's okay. Ironically enough, I think Swindle gets the most airtime out of them all. No pun intended, sort of. So, gotta show this from different angles. Now, I would show what the Fall of Cybertron versions look like, and I probably will with pictures, but the reason I'm not going to actually assemble and disassemble this specific figurine right now is just because I haven't done it in such a long time that I can't even remember how to do it. I don't want to break this thing. This is them in vehicle form. It's really cool. I can't quite say what Onslaught is. It's usually some kind of military transport vehicle that is transporting weapons, so it's using the actual weapons on it. You don't have to put the extra weapons that are part of the appendages for Bruticus on the vehicles, but I just was like, what the heck? Brawl is normally an M1 Abrams tank, even though he came from a Sherman tank, and he normally has extra weapons on the top, so I gave him this. And then Funny thing about Blastoff, he normally is a space shuttle, which doesn't really make sense for the Combaticons. It's more fitting that he is now a fighter jet. Looking at him, he looks like he's actually not an American one. Looks like some kind of Harrier. I mean, when I say American, I mean like flat out made in America by American design. Harriers are British. And there's Shockwave in its hand cannon mode. Swindle's right there. Jeep mode. Then you have Swirl or Whirl in his helicopter mode. Now they also did a cool thing with Fall of Cybertron versions. Blastoff. He is some kind of starfighter spaceship, so that makes sense. And Swindle is a Jeep, and Brawl is some kind of hover tank that's really, really dangerous. I actually forget what Onslaught was. It's something like this. And then Whirl is some kind of Cybertonian helicopter. But here we go. We're going to look at these from different angles.
Prepared for this emergency, Megatron. Combaticons, merge into Bruticus!
Bruticus angry. Bruticus devastator.
When the Combaticons form together, they create the most devastating, menacing, superior, beastly combiner that you can find throughout the entire universe, and as deep as the oceans themselves. That combiner's name is Bruticus. G2 version. This is easily one of the greatest combiners I've ever had, and I've ever seen. This is perfect. The proportions are perfect, and he's like heavily armed too. He has a lot more weapons than any other version of Bruticus I've ever seen too. This one coming with Shockwave also apparently has a weapons mode. He can deploy his weapons on his back like this. Not quite sure why he would do that, but I've seen people show that he can. This thing is just amazing. This is what he looks like from different angles. Just an amazing piece. Here he is doing a bit of an alpha strike with all the armaments he has built in. His arms are a bit too heavy, so I do have to support them. But it looks awesome. This thing has amazing poseability, especially compared to what the Combiners used to be like when they first came out. And just like with the War of Cybertron version of Bruticus, the arms and legs can be swapped, and it's a really cool alternate look for them. The legs will be even more bendable, but the arms will also, in turn, lose their poseability. But that being said, I also feel like because the legs are more bendable, that it's more unstable. So I would only do it a couple times. It's not something permanent I would have displayed like this. Unfortunately, the hands cannot actually hold the gun, at least pointed at a target. Well, if you move the arms for the buttstock for the shockwave cannon, it actually can hold it. So I take that back. This is just easily my favorite Transformer. The G2 version of the Fall Cybertron version of Bruticus, I used to think was the best in it. It is still pretty freaking awesome, but this one is just such more higher quality in every single way. It's just so much cooler. Anyway, peace out. Long live Combaticons.
Identify yourselves!
Some refer to us as Combaticons, but...
I am also known as Bruticus.
Destroy him!
You control giant sentinels. If you destroyed robots defeat. Mission accomplished. Cybertron is ours.
Operation Revenge has begun!